Did you know that instant action only allows you to play 6 out of the 16 space battle maps? Excluding the Death Star, Tantive 4, and the DLC exclusive maps, every single planet in the game has a space battle version, as well as an open space map with no planet. The remaining 10 are only accessible in Galactic Conquest, some of the coolest being Polos Massa, Mustafa, which turns the galaxy's aura into this awesome red, and of course Coruscant, which in the campaign becomes the biggest space battle in the game, adding 2 extra capital ships. But you might have noticed that the hangar for the other 2 are closed off. Well, that's because it was a cut feature from the game's demo version where Coruscant originally had 5 capital ships in total with all of their hangars open. For some reason there were 3 separatist dreadnoughts while only 2 Republic Venators, but you could choose to spawn in any Star Cruiser in the same faction. The ships had their vital systems in the main hangar as well as these loading bay stations. Plus the back rooms with the auto turrets were closed off and had nothing inside. It's so cool having this much extra ships on the field, which definitely makes the battle more exciting. But this was probably changed because of the PS2 and original Xbox's hardware limitations, since this much stuff on screen might have slowed the game down too much. But this isn't the only difference from the demo. Even though Utapau and Space Coruscant are only playable, there's a few heroes that never made it in the full version found in the files, like the Imperial Guard and Ben Kenobi. These characters, to my knowledge, don't have an actual model, so using the beta's code, many modders put them on existing characters as duplicates. But Han and Luke's Stormtrooper appearance do have functioning models. Han uses his normal pistol and Luke uses the Rebel rifle instead of a lightsaber. These skins were probably cut because the Death Star map already had Episode 6 Luke as the hero and was probably meant to appear in the campaign mission of the Death Star instead. The demo was available on the special features DVD discs that came with the Clone Wars micro series and Revenge of the Sith, as well as the Xbox Magazine's demo discs. Also, visually the demo shares a lot of similarities with Battlefront 1, using the same models for the Rebel and Imperial factions, even for the cut commander classes that never made it in the original, like the placeholder B1 droid commander unit that eventually became the Magna Guard. The clone commander class also uses an earlier design from the movies. The demo has other smaller differences as well, most notable being its use of different voices for some reason.
There's a 2-story building just a bit south of your position.
There is a 2-story building just a bit southwest of your position.
Though the public beta version of the game for the PS2 was a build much closer to the final product, even though only having Utapau, Tantive 4, and Space Yavin as playable maps. The UI is nearly the exact same, Jedi have most of their respective attack animations, and ship interiors were basically the same with just a few model and texture differences. But the public beta also had some unused content. As seen in the promotional material, which used footage from both the demo and public beta versions, they showed the unused Coruscant Jedi Temple map that was originally set at daytime. Also hidden in the beta's files is this unused Sith model that's reminiscent of the nameless Jedi you fight in the campaign, leading many to theorize that there was a hunt mode intended to be on Coruscant using only Jedi and Sith, as a nod to the Old Republic. The Jedi even have 3 different units, which is similar to other hunt-specific factions like the Gungans, Tusken Raiders, and Ewoks. Also in the beta's build, Naboo's hunt mode was different, replacing the Gungans with the Naboo Guards, which has 2 classes that are basically the same as the Assault and Heavy class for the Rebels. And the mode has an Imperial variant as well. But what's strange is that there's still 2 other planets in the full game with neutral factions that aren't playable. Felucia with the Accolade that only appear in the campaign, and the Gamorrean Guard for Jabba's palace. To my knowledge, there's no code suggesting that Felucia was ever meant to have a hunt mode, but according to DylanRocket's channel, hidden in the game's files is an unused hunt mode for the Gamorrean Guard. In its current unfinished state, the game mode doesn't let you play as them, but is still there and sadly was cut early on in development for seemingly no reason. Just like how the Farmer Luke skin was randomly cut even though it was promoted in the PSP game's manual. Probably because Han Solo was already chosen as the hero for Mos Eisley and couldn't find a proper use for it since customization isn't a feature. The skin doesn't even make an appearance in the PSP version of the game where it was advertised, despite that port having a lot of differences to the console and PC versions, which you can find out more about in this video here.